Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we sent out the request and the community answered. I sent out a request to obtain the January 2020 paper 3 for our private candidates, and the community more than answered. Someone managed to email me a soft copy of the January 2020 paper 3, and so today we're going to look at that paper. We're going to jump right into the January 2020 paper 3. And so I'd like to say thank you to whoever emailed this paper to me. Much appreciated, and I'm pretty sure that the private candidates also are much appreciative of that effort. All right, so thank you very much for getting us this paper. All right, let's just jump right into it. And so we have the case study right here, so let's just start reading here. So follow the case study. Following case studies contains information for business plan. Read case study and answer the questions that follow. I always say I like how the paper trees are structured. In my opinion, they tend to be easier than some of the other papers out there. The way they are structured, they basically leave you up to yourself to, once you know the content, of course, once you would have studied, it's very easy to bring back what you learn based on how they structure the case study. Alright, so Soft Furnishings and Accessories Limited, or CFAL. So we're going to call it CFAL for now. Section A. CFAL is a family-owned business that has been in operation for 5 years. The business sells a variety of soft furnishings, pillows, cushions, rugs, and other household accessories locally. The firm uses high-quality local raw materials, backward and forward linkages, and state-of-the-art technology to produce the majority of its items. Moon and Maggie Reed are the main shareholders, and their 2 children, along with other relatives, own varying numbers of ordinary shares. The firm employs over 60 persons in various aspects of the business. CFAL pays its staff well so that it can attract very skilled persons who deliver goods and services of a very high quality. Moon and Maggie have over 15 years experience in banking and finance. The firm adheres to the government regulations by securing property insurance for the business, employs liability insurance, and health and life insurance for staff. So that's the first section here, the first section of the paper 3. Operational plan. Remember I said that the paper trees are laid out like a business plan. So you just have to fill in the blanks based on what you know should be in certain parts of the business plan. And so the first part we have here is the operational plan. And under the operational plan, we have things like the description of the business. And so they're asking to identify the type of business based on CFAL's ownership. That's one mark. And then state one feature of the type of business identified. And so if we jump to our textbook, we'll see that clearly this is a company. I mean, it does say so in the opening area here, right? It's a company because, for one, it has shares. As I said, that the Maggie and Moon are the main shareholders, and their 2 children, along with various relatives, owning a variety of shares. So the company has shares. The name alone of the company would suggest that this company is LTD right there, and so the textbook would tell you that once you have it usually has the abbreviation LTD. Those are private limited companies. So of course it's a company, but which type? It's a private limited company. Reasons we know that because LTD at the end of the name. Also, they're selling shares, and also because it said has a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 50 shareholders. And the outline here that they have 1, 2 shareholders plus children and other relatives. They didn't give an exact number, but they show that there are shareholders out there. And so we know that this is a company. So question 1 asking you, identify the type of business based on CFAL's ownership, and we know it's a company. The one feature of the type of business identified. So one feature of a company. So you have the characteristics of a company. Usually has the abbreviation LTD at the end of the business name, has a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 50 shareholders. So we don't know about limited liability just yet, so we can't say that. But knowing that we know it's a company, we know that shareholders have limited liability and can only sell shares privately to people nominated by other shareholders. So normally you will see that it's a family business, and so they split up the shares among the family. And so all these are characteristics of the company, of the private limited company. And so you choose any one of those and you'll be able to answer that question and get full marks for state one feature of the type of business identified in A, which is a private limited company. And so just like that, we have answered question 1. Moving on to question 2 now. Management functions. Outline one reason why Reeds are likely to be successful managers of the business. Why are they likely to be successful managers of the business? And so you have to go back to your functions of management, and you have a whole list of them right here: planning, organizing, directing, controlling, coordinating, delegating, staffing, communicating, motivating. And so we have a list, and we have to pull out those that show that the two, this Moon and Maggie, display, so that we can say whether they are going to be successful managers of the business. So reasons why they'll be successful. For one, of course, you can see the motivational part coming out, where they say here that it pays the staff well so that it can attract very skilled persons who deliver goods and services of very high quality. So right there, you can see 2-in-1 right there. So you can see the fact that they motivate their staff by paying them well. And so if you motivate your staff by paying them well, then of course you would get good service and goods of high quality in return. So that's one reason why you would know that these two would be successful at being good managers. Also, they say here the firm uses high quality local raw materials, backwards and forward linkages, and state-of-the-art technology. So if you think about that, state-of-the-art technology, good materials, so that's basically organizing, right? So when you organize all of your resources, you're organizing good resources right there. So they're putting together the best resources they can find. So they're organizing their resources properly. The human resource by employing, by motivating the employees. Then you have the capital resource. We have good. They use high technologically based equipment. Also, they use the best materials. So all that is part of the organizing skills. You can see the organizing skills right there coming out. Then we can see a lot of planning coming out in these two, right? A lot of planning coming out in these two. Why did I say that? Because if you are going to the extent of, securing property insurance for the business, employee liability insurance, health and life insurance for the business, that takes a lot of planning. And so you have foresight. You can see ahead and say, okay, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that. So you're planning ahead. And so because you planned ahead, you planned properly, you were able to foresee that, okay, health insurance, life insurance, these are things that would help to keep my workers motivated. So that even goes into motivating your workers also, right? So you can see a lot of things that they are doing that would ensure that they become successful communicating. And we know that Moon and Maggie are very closely related. And so they have been in business together for a while. And so we know that communication has played an important role in their business endeavors. And so we know it's a family owned, and normally the families tend to be, so they've been in operation for 5 years and they are closely related. And so we know that they would have some form of communication going on that is working out in the benefit of the business. And so both of them have, experience in banking and finance, and so they can communicate very well. And that would be one reason why we would think that the business would succeed, just communicating right there. They're retaining good talent. So even that can go to staffing, because you see, staffing is a function of management. And if you say that they pay the staff well, you see, this just by paying the staff well alone, you can see a lot of things coming out. So they pay the staff well, and so that goes to staffing. So they want to use the highest quality staff in their company, and this can help the company to prosper even further. So you can see a lot of the management functions coming out just by this little paragraph alone. You can see planning coming out. You can see organizing coming out. You can see motivating coming out. You can see staffing coming out. All those things you can see coming out. And so you can use any of those and you can explain them, say only one reason why, and you can see why they will be successful managers, because they have based on the function of management, they are doing a lot of them properly, and that will ensure that the company is rather successful. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, stakeholders of the business. Identify 2 stakeholders of the business. And of course, this is a very easy one. You have shareholders, those are stakeholders. You have the employees, those are stakeholders. So you can see that you can even go and break it down if you wanted to. Maggie, Moon, those are stakeholders. Their children, those are stakeholders. Their customers, those are stakeholders. Their employees, those are stakeholders. So you can see a lot of stakeholders coming out of the business. Please, this is not where you mix up shareholders and stakeholders. Stakeholders are people who are affected by the business in some way, shape, or form. So even the government would be a stakeholder in this business. The community on a whole will be a stakeholder in this business. So those are even those who would have linkages with the suppliers would be stakeholders in the business. So the raw materials suppliers, stakeholders. The backward and forward linkages, who they are linking with, stakeholders. So all these are stakeholders in the business. You can identify. You can identify the owners, which is Moon, Maggie. You can say the 2 children. You can say other relatives. Those are stakeholders also. You have the 60 persons who they employ. Those are stakeholders as well. So if you go to the textbook, you see they have 2 types of stakeholders, internal, external, but they did not ask us to break it down. So they say internal individuals within your business who will have a vested interest in the daily activities of your business. So in this case, Moon, Maggie, employees. You see that. Then you have external ones, individual organizations that are not employed within your business but may have vested interest in the daily activities. So you have the shareholders, the other relatives, and the children. Those are shareholders, and they would be part of the stakeholders that are not really that they're not in the internal part, the running of the business, but the outside. So government would, of course, tax and those things. Customers, suppliers, all those would be examples of stakeholders. So you identify any of them, any 2, and you should get your 2 marks for that one. Number 4, employee impact. So just one reason why the employees of Cephal may be loyal to the firm. Okay, so they ask, why would they be loyal to the firm? And we know that, for one thing, they pay them well. And so if you pay them well, then they tend to be a little more loyal to the firm, right? Because they are paid well. You have life insurance, right? You have health insurance, employees liability. So the employees now know that if something is to happen to them, the company somewhat got their back. Because look here, you have employee liability insurance. If anything happened to the employees, they are insured. They have life insurance for the staff. You have health insurance for the staff. And so these are things, these are some benefits that can breed loyalty within the company, within the business. And of course, they pay them very well. And so all those are examples you can see as to why the employees might remain loyal to the business. Also, you can even use this one. The firm uses high quality local raw materials. So what they're saying is that they are supporting the local community. And so if workers are from the local community, they would be like, okay, so this company buys local, so we're going to support that company. We're going to be loyal to the company because this company is not importing anything. They are supporting the local economy. So that's another reason why they might be loyal to the company. So this little paragraph alone shows various reasons why the employees might be loyal to the company. They support local, they pay them well, they have insurance, based certain benefits like insurance, life insurance, health insurance, employee liability insurance, and those things, right? So all those are reasons why any employee might want to be local to the firm, but they only ask for one. So you can just choose one and explain why you think that they would be loyal based on that one reason. So describe one important role that insurance plays at Cephal. So we went through this one just now with the insurance, but let's just look at one important role of the insurance in this company. So there are different types of insurance that the company took out, the firm took out. And so we have the regulations securing property insurance for the business, employee liability insurance, life assurance, and then you have some health insurance. So you can see the importance of insurance in this company. Now, insurance is normally there to help you mitigate against risk. It's about to cover risk. And so the property might burn down, might get destroyed, and so the company knows that if something happens, there's a fire, there's a flood, whatever, based on what you're insured for, your property insurance, you are covered. The insurance company is going to be able to compensate you for any loss that you would have had, any loss to property that you might incur during the course of operation. And so insurance here would put you back to where you were before whatever loss would have happened to you. And so insurance plays a major role here in that it covers the property, the cost of property. So if the property is burnt down, flood, whatever, you're insured, so you can get coverage, get back the monies that you would have lost. Also, you have employee liability insurance. Accidents happen all the time in the workplace. So now you are covered. So if an employee slip and fall, if they get injured on the workplace, you have your liability insurance that can cover that for the employees. And so both you and the employees would have a greater peace of mind knowing that insurance can cover certain things. And of course, we have health insurance. Now, it's important because this can help to motivate your employees. They know that if something happened to them, they have to go to the doctor. They have insurance. They're covered by insurance. So these are important reasons that businesses need insurance. Based on the textbook here, insurance helps to reduce the risk associated with operating a business. Many probable events can result in financial losses for a business. Some of these probable loss events include fire, theft, accident. The likely losses include damage to property and injury to persons. Insurance policies provide compensation in the form of sum of money or payment of medical or other expenses. So you can see why insurance is very important to this business, both for the employees, property, those kind of things, health. So yes, so insurance is very important to this company, and you can see it being spelled out right there. So you can see, describe one importance. So you have property insurance that can help them to mitigate against losses to property, fire, whatever destruction. Then you have your employee insurance, just in case an employee gets injured on the job, they can sue you for all your words. Your insurance can cover that. Then you have the health insurance, where employees know that if they fall sick, they have to go to the doctor. They are covered, and so that can help to keep them motivated and encourage them to do their best on the job. So all those are reasons you can choose and go to town and get your 2 marks. Right? Now that's it for section A for the January 2020 paper 3. All right, so we're gonna study it for now, and then we're gonna jump back in to section B next time. All right, so that's it for now. You know what to do. If you want to know what happens in section B of the January 2020 paper 3, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when Learn SKN drops part 2 of the January 2020 paper 3 for POB for CSEC. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.